All right, section 7.2 is on solving a system by substitution. We've already learned how to solve by graphing, and this is a second method, substitution. When you're going to solve by substitution, you're going to follow a number of steps. The first one is I isolate one of the variables in one of the equations on one side. Usually putting it in slope-intercept form is the simplest thing to do. Once you put it in slope-intercept form or isolate one of the variables, you're going to substitute then the other expression into the other equation and solve for one of the variables. Once you have one of the variables, you only have half of your answer. You're going to have to use backward substitution to get your second. And then once you gather your second point, you're going to check to see is that actually the ordered pair that makes both of them true. So here's an example. We got 3x plus y equals 5 and 2x minus y equals 10. And so the first step is to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. I'm going to solve the red equation for y. I'm going to put that in slope-intercept form. So now that's isolate one variable in one of the equations. So now that I've done that, I'm going to take this negative 3x plus 5 and I am going to substitute it in for the y in the other equation. That's going to give me the 2x minus, in parentheses, negative 3x plus 5, close parentheses, equals 10. So now I've got to be very careful. When we get these negative signs out in front of the parentheses, that's the number one place where students make a mistake. You have to almost picture like this is a negative 1 out in front, and then use the distributive property through the equation. When you do that, you're going to get 2x plus 3x minus 5 equals 10. So you add the 2x and the 3x to make a positive 5x. Then you're just going to solve for x. So add 5 to both sides, divide both sides by 5, and x is equal to 3. Now this is not our final answer because remember we're looking for an ordered pair solution, a point that's going to make both equations true at the same time. So we have about 1/2 of our answer now, and this is when we use the backwards substitution. We're going to substitute this 3 back into the first equation and find out what y is. So the 3 goes in for the x, and you can use it in either equation. It doesn't matter which one you use. And now we solve for y. Once we have the y, now we have our ordered pair solution. We're not done though. In order to make sure that we didn't make any mistakes, we're going to plug this number 3 comma negative 4 back into both equations just like we did when we were solving by graphing. And so we plug that 3 back into the first equation, and 9 plus negative 4 does equal 5. That's true. And then we plug it in the second equation, and 6 plus 4 equals 10. That's true. So this is how we solve a system by substitution.